Hello Year 5, welcome to our final computing lesson of the week and of the term. Rest assured, I know that you guys have really enjoyed this and we'll be bringing computing back next term and doing some more brilliant explorations through the world of computing. For now though, here is your opening question. What does the www stand for in website addresses? You'll see that almost every link that I send you starts with a www dot at the front. Do you know what that stands for? If you do, write it down. If you don't, have a guess. What do you think those three W's could stand for? Okay, yes, if you know this already, then you won't be surprised to hear that it stands for World Wide Web, which means the internet is all over the world. And it's spread out a bit like a spider's web, which is why it's called a web. It's the World Wide Web. So today we are looking at the importance of password security to stay safe on the web. Okay, have a look at this picture. Do you recognise any of these logos? Do you use some of the apps that these are linked to? I know that a few of you have mentioned a couple of them to me. But the real question is, what do we need to think about when we're using these apps? And how can we make sure that we are being safe? Okay, so how many of these do you know? What is the top features of some of these? Some of them, it's all about watching videos or looking at funny images or sharing pictures of what you've been up to. But what is a common feature among all of them? It's communication, it's talking. You can use these apps to talk to your friends and talk to people on the internet. Can you think of any other activities that you do that have a chat function? Any other games you might play or websites you might visit that aren't here? Now, I know for a fact that quite a few of you play the game Roblox, and I know that that has a chat function on it as well, as does a popular little game called Among Us. So those two things, even though they're not social media, they do let you chat to other people. What do we need to do to keep our accounts with these apps or games safe? Okay, how can we do it? What do we need? There's a big clue down here. We need to be safe when using these apps by locking our account with something called a password. And you should all know what a password is because you've all got one for your laptops at school or iPads at school, or your EdShed, for example, has a password. Every account that we've given you has its own password specifically for you. And it's just as important to have passwords on the things that you use at home as well. So what makes a safe password? Well, here is a link, and this is going to be up on the website for you as well if you want to explore it yourself, to a website which is all about making sure our passwords are safe. Oh dear. Right, before I carry on, let me just copy that link over. It won't work in Internet Explorer, but it should work in Google Chrome. There we go. Technical difficulties, eh? In a computing lesson. Who'd have thought it? Okay, so this is a password checker. And what we're going to do is we are going to put in some passwords and see how quickly this computer program manages to decrypt, which means to uncode our password. Okay, guess a password. Right, I'm going to start with a 3-letter word. I'm going to start with something nice and easy to remember. I'm going to put in the word sun, because I'm going to remember that. Easy peasy. Oh, wow. I mean, that was almost instantaneous. Maybe sun is too common a word. Maybe I need to put in some other letters instead. Let me try again. Let me put in R-E-R because that is my initials. It also sounds a bit like a tiger. Arr. Oh, straight away. 3 letters is too simple for this password checker. It's finding it immediately. So how can we make it safer? Well, let's try and make our password longer. Let's do a 4-letter word. Oh, what's a good 4-letter word? Well, we just finished our book all about Who Let the Gods Out, in which Elliot was a hero. So I think I'm going to put in hero. That would be nice and easy for me to remember. Oh, well, it had a bit of thinking time, but it still found it pretty quickly. What about if we do some random letters that have got no order that we can think of? I'm going to put in Z, J, T, A. Oh, it's taking a bit longer this time. It's thinking about it. Oh, dear. Now, if you watch that one very carefully, and I'll do it again for you, if you watch that one very carefully, you can see that in the little orange box here, it cycles through the letters really quickly because it's a super fast computer program. So it does it following the alphabet like this. Let me do it again and then watch this orange square here. You can see, there we go, and it's found it again. So actually, it's a bit longer for the computer system to crack my 4-letter password, especially when it's not a real word. However, it's still pretty quickly. So let's try again with a 5-letter word. I think I'm going to put in the word W-E-A W-H-E-A-T, wheat. For Wheatfield. I'm definitely going to remember that one. Oh, it's thinking about it. Oh, already, because there are more possibilities, because there are more letters, it's taken it longer for it to work it out. You can see that it's cycling through. We've got to E now. And what it's doing is it's actually going, right, A, B, C, D, D, and making sure it goes through every single possibility. So that follows that the longer your password is, the safer it is. It's still trying to find this one out. Oh, it's struggling. Is it going to get all the way down to W? We're on J right now. So one thing to make your passwords super duper safe is to make them long. The longer they are, the better. Now this password checker only checks up to 5 letters, but your password can and should be longer than that. It should be at least 8 letters. And we're going to talk about how else we can make it safe in a moment. Let's see, we're getting nearer to W. Is it going to be able to guess wheat? I feel like we need some music here. We need some hold music for me to dance along to. Oh, we're on to T. U. Ooh, V. Here we go, W. Wheat. Ah, it found it. Okay, so that is a way that you can make your password safer, you can make it longer. Let's head back over to our slides. Okay, another way that you can make your password safer is by using a mixture of uppercase and lowercase letters, because passwords are what's known as case sensitive. So if you put a capital Z somewhere in your password, then only you are going to know that that's a capital Z. Anyone else trying to guess your password might put a lowercase z and still not manage to get it because it's case sensitive. Another thing we can do is we can add numbers to our password. So instead of having the password wheat, I could change it. So I could go, oh, wheat, oh, well, let's see. I'm going to change that to a capital W, wheat, 6, because that's my favourite number. How many letters have I got so far? I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 letters, so I need 2 more. Now what I can do is I can add what's called special characters. So I might add a question mark and an exclamation mark. Wheat 6! Now I'm still going to be able to remember that because it's Wheatfield, my favourite number, and then my characters that I've chosen. However, it's even stronger if we muddle it up. So we do H, W, T, A, E, 6, like that. That will be a much stronger password because it's got an uppercase letter with lowercase letters. It's got 8 characters. It's got a number in there, and it's got some special characters in there as well. But sometimes even that is not enough to protect us when we are online, because sometimes people make computer programs just like the one that we were using to check our password to try and find it, and they are put onto unsafe websites. But what's an unsafe website and how do we know? Well, have a look at your internet browser if you go to a website, or have a look at this here. This is an example, BBC Bitesize, of a safe website. That means it has been security checked. It is top tip safe, and then we know that because it's got the padlock. If I went to a website that wasn't safe, it would have an unlocked padlock or no padlock at all. It would be telling me This website is not safe, so you shouldn't put any personal information like passwords in it at all. In fact, you shouldn't really be on an unsafe website because it might put some viruses into your computer. So the best way we can stay safe online is to make sure that we stay on safe websites. Have a look at the websites you use every day. I'm pretty sure they're all going to be safe, but double check them just to make sure. So we've gone over ways we can make ourselves safe when using the internet. So your next challenge is to complete a mind map with password and security top tips. So what I want you to do is pause me, make a mind map with password in the middle about how you can make your password as safe as possible and any other website security top tips you can think of. Pause me here and then I will show you my mind map in just a moment. Okay, here is my mind map. In the middle it says passwords are vital. And this is the same if you're using an app on your phone or iPad or on a website. Here I've put in my top tips, which is make it something you can remember but not easy to guess. So don't put your name or your birthday or your pet's name because that's something easy to guess. I would just have to ask you a few questions and then I could try and guess your password. Remember, keep your password private. Don't share it with your friends. Don't give it around. Don't say, oh, I know that you can't have an account here, so have my password and have a look at my account. Passwords are only for you. Never use personal information like your name or your birthday. Include numbers and special characters like these. Always check for that padlock sign that a website is security checked. And don't auto-save your password on public devices. If you use a phone or an iPad at home, you might have the remember feature where it remembers your passwords for you. If you are using a school computer or you are out or you're at someone else's house and you're using their devices, never auto-save your password because that means the phone or device will hold your password in its system and someone that is not you could access your accounts. Okay, so now we've got lots of top tips. If you've got any that aren't on mine, send me an email. I'd love to add some more onto my mind map. You're going to use those top tips for your challenge today. Can you use your new password security knowledge to make either a video guide to safe internet use, making it engaging and informative, or an information poster that we can display to give password security tips? So that is your challenge today. Using our mind maps that we made, or you can use mine as well if I've got a few more things on mine. Make it bright, make it colourful, make it engaging. If you're making a video, maybe think about putting some of my favourite jokes and puns in there to keep my attention. What password security safety can you pass on to others? I hope you've enjoyed today and I cannot wait to see your videos and posters. Bye guys, have a fantastic day.